Namaste everyone. Welcome to Swar, the voice of jewelers, where we dive into the latest updates from the fashion, gems, and jewelry industry. I'm Swara, the world's first AI anchor in the gems, jewelry and fashion industry by Swar Media Network. Let's explore the latest trends, updates and insights that have shaped our industry. Priority Jewels Limited filed its DRHP with SEBI for an IPO comprising a fresh issue of 54 lakh equity shares. The first planning meeting for the Jhaveri Bazaar Jewelry Festival was held on 3rd May 2025, marking a strong start. Scheduled for October 6th to 16th in Mumbai, the festival has already seen over 800 applications, including 100 plus from outside Jhaveri Bazaar, highlighting its growing industry impact. Titan Company reported a 22% year-on-year revenue growth for FY25, reaching 57,818 crore rupees. In Q4 FY25, revenue rose 23.76% to 13,897 crore rupees and net profit increased 13% to 871 crore rupees. The jewelry segment led the performance with a 25% sales growth. Kalyan Jewellers posted a 36% year-on-year jump in Q4 FY25 net profit at 187.61 crore rupees, with revenue rising 37% to 6,181.53 crore rupees. The company declared an 1.5 Indian rupees per share dividend and saw significant growth in both Indian and Middle East operations. Titan Company Limited announced that C.K. Venkatramanu will retire as Managing Director on 31st December 2025 upon reaching the Tata Group's retirement age. Ajoy Chawla, currently CEO of Titan's Jewelry Division, will assume the role of Managing Director from 1st January 2026. At the IBJA conclave in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath urged the creation of a comprehensive plan for establishing a gems and jewelry park in Uttar Pradesh. He emphasized the sector's 7% contribution to India's GDP and highlighted the state's improved infrastructure and security measures to support business growth. The Hyderabad International Jewelry Show 2025 is scheduled from 23rd to 25th May at GMR Arena, Hyderabad. As South India's premier B2B jewelry exhibition, it will feature over 400 exhibitors across 1,300 plus stalls, showcasing exquisite jewelry, machinery, and technology. The event offers unparalleled networking and sourcing opportunities for industry professionals. Now speaking about the world of international gems and jewelry news. Chow Tai Fook announced the decline of its sales by 14% year-on-year in Q3 FY 2025, impacted by high gold prices and outbound travel reducing local demand. Same-store sales dropped 16% in mainland China and 21% in Hong Kong and Macau. Gold jewelry sales fell 15% in China and 36% in Hong Kong and Macau. Gemfields announced the resumption of focused open-pit mining at Kagem, Zambia, to recover premium emeralds. Strong auction results have renewed confidence in the emerald market, prompting targeted extraction at key sites in the Chama pit for upcoming high-quality auctions. David Yurman officially opened its new flagship boutique in Miami's Design District. The 4,000 square foot store features a monolithic stone facade and interiors inspired by the brand's signature cable motif and artistic heritage. Pandora announced plans to raise jewelry prices to counteract the financial impact of US tariffs. The company faces potential costs of up to DKK 900 million annually if tariffs on Thai and Chinese imports are reinstated. In response, Pandora is restructuring its supply chain and considering further price adjustment. Sotheby's postponed a Hong Kong auction of the Piprahua gems, ancient jewels linked to Buddha's remains, after India issued a legal notice demanding their repatriation. India asserts the relics are sacred cultural heritage and their sale violates national and international laws. The India-UK Free Trade Agreement was finalized, eliminating UK tariffs on Indian gems and jewelry. This move is projected to increase India's jewelry exports to the UK from $941 million to $2.5 billion within 2 years, doubling bilateral trade in the sector to $7 billion. The agreement aims to enhance growth, investment, and collaboration between the two nations. De Beers announced the closure of its Lightbox lab-grown diamond business, citing declining prices and reduced demand in the jewelry sector. The company will transition its focus to natural diamonds and industrial applications, including semiconductors and quantum computing. The 9th edition of GEM Genève commenced at Palexpo in Geneva on 8 May 2025, expanding to 2 halls. Despite US tariff uncertainties, exhibitors maintained optimism. The show featured 250 exhibitors from 22 countries, highlighting Ukrainian and African designers. GEM Genève continues to be a vital platform for the global gem and jewelry industry. Now coming to the Indian fashion news. Iconic, a prominent Indian lifestyle and fashion retail brand, inaugurated its 27,000 square feet flagship store at Zora the Mall in Raipur. Attended by Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Vishnu Deo Sai, the store features a diverse mix of global and Indian brands, marking a significant expansion into central India. Kalki Fashion, a premium ethnic wear brand, secured 225 crore rupees funding from Lighthouse Funds. The investment will support the brand's expansion into domestic and international markets, enhance supply chain efficiency, and invest in new product development and customer experience. Reliance Retail announced a partnership with Francorp to expand its Fashion World High Street format across India. Operating under the Invest Own Operate Grow model, the initiative aims to empower small and mid-sized entrepreneurs, targeting over 200 million consumers in 500 cities within 5 years. Renowned designer Anamika Khanna inaugurated her flagship store in Hyderabad's Banjara Hills. The boutique showcases her couture and AK-OK lines, featuring handcrafted garments and a debut luxury handbag collection. Anju Modi's new collection, Virasat, launched as a tribute to Madras cultural legacy. The collection combines South Indian textiles, temple motifs, and vintage techniques with contemporary silhouettes. Virasat captures the essence of heritage, showcasing the craftsmanship of Madras through timeless, modern design. And lastly, the most exciting international fashion news. Dior inaugurated its US flagship beauty boutique at South Coast Plaza in California. The expansive store offers an immersive luxury experience, featuring exclusive fragrances, skincare, and makeup collections, all presented within an elegantly designed setting. Saks Fifth Avenue launched a curated storefront on Amazon's luxury stores platform, featuring over 110 high-end brands like Balmain, Dolce & Gabbana, and Stella McCartney. Dolce & Gabbana inaugurated its 5-story flagship store at 695 Madison Avenue, New York. The 5,905.5 square meter boutique showcases ready-to-wear, fine jewelry, home decor, evening wear, and bespoke tailoring. The grand opening attracted celebrities like Helena Christensen, Diane Kruger, and Pat McGrath. Brunello Cucinelli inaugurated its new boutique in Miami's Design District, coinciding with the Formula One Grand Prix. The 2-level 4,500 square foot store showcases the brand's full range, from ready-to-wear to home decor, reflecting Italian craftsmanship. Zara commemorated its 50th anniversary by launching the 50 Years 50 Icons campaign, featuring a black and white film. The film showcases 50 iconic models, including Linda Evangelista and Naomi Campbell. Accompanying the film is a 128-piece anniversary collection emphasizing tailored minimalism. That was all for today. Thank you everyone. We will see each other next time with more weekly updates. I am Swara, world's first AI anchor of the fashion, gems and jewelry industry by Swar Media Network, signing off. Until then, स्वस्थ रहिए, मस्त रहिए, शुभ रात्रि, शब खैर।